All right, here we are. Month one down, February, trading results coming at you. So it was a successful month. We stayed on target, had good risk management, except for one day. Had a little hint of tilting coming in, but ended up the day green through proper risk management and happened to double the daily goal. We're going to go over some results here. I'm gonna get to this chart. I'm gonna show you another way that I trade outside of the unicorn model because I'm not strictly limited to the unicorn, but everything kind of follows the same pattern. Very simple, very easy to do. So first, let's get to these results for the week, February 25th to March 1st. $353, smashing the weekly goal of 250. So we're up pretty good now. We've definitely broken well over $1,000 on the PA. And then this is the month, February 1st, February 29th. We're at 1232 for the month. Excellent gains. If you consider my starting balance of $2,500, because that's the drawdown on a 50K PA, that's about a 49% increase in 1 month, which is outstanding. If you consider my starting balance to be zero, it's of course a 1,000 some odd 232% increase, which, that's crazy because I didn't start with $0. I started with a $2,500 drawdown. I did do a free trial of TradesViz, so we have this to look at, which is crazy. Average P&L per day, $65. One losing day of $5.62. 19 days traded with one loss. I'm very proud of that stat. That's gonna be hard to repeat, ladies and gentlemen, to be obvious. To be honest, 562. Total P&L, this differs by $1, so but that's just because of the import of the trades. Don't know what average volume per day means. Win rate, could really care less about that. You can win more than you can lose more than you win as long as you have good risk management. You are going to be profitable because risk management discipline is key. Okay. Went over that. All right, let's get into this trade. First, I want to show you in my Discord. This is going to be on February the 27th, which I believe is a Tuesday. So on Tuesday, I posted this chart here. So I definitely posted this before it happened because I posted it at 8:37 a.m. If you can read that, might be kind of hard to read, but can't help that. 8:37 a.m. I had these POIs marked. You can see the 1 hour fair value gap I marked here. You can see previous day's high, previous day's low. Excuse me. This little H1 BPR action we had going on in here with a little rejection and another H1 fair value gap down here. I do like to mark the hourly charts, POIs. Those are my favorites to use when executing on the 5-minute. So that's enough of the Discord. So if we get into this trade here, this is the chart. I am in bar replay. I don't know why that says 10. Craziness. Oh, it's probably because I'm on the micro. Yeah, I am. All right. So we had this happen here. And what I said in my Discord, we actually will go back to that. Sorry. I shorted prior to open. I like the extremely short-term structure of the H1 BPR rejection that also swept some M5 relative equal lows. We then popped back into the M5 breaker and fair value gap for reversal into the H1 BPR. Daily goal reached. I'll be tape reading. I do not always trade the unicorn. It is most certainly my most preferred setup and the one I look for the most. I always trade what the market gives me in relation to high time frame POIs. I like using H1 POIs and M5. I'll drop down M1 to monitor while in a trade occasionally, but I don't really like to do that too much because I just don't like that time frame yet. It does give you more precise entry. Okay, so that's why I took the trade. I'm going to show you the trade. Once again, I can't pull executions from previous days on this chart. So anybody knows how to figure that out, let me know. Otherwise, this is the 5-minute chart. We're on M5 here. This is the H1 BPR, H1 fair value gap, previous day's high, previous day's low is somewhere. I don't even think I marked it on this chart because I just redid this markup because I delete my drawings every day. Sell side liquidity sweep M5 came down into this H1 BPR and I was absolutely expecting it to bounce there and not close below on the hour, which it did, bounce back up. I was not using this fair value gap as a stop loss of any kind. I believe I did enter either here or somewhere up in here. I was looking for this structure, whatever you want to call it, to hold because we tapped that H1 fair value gap. I don't even know if I was bearish on the day. I think the daily candle prior to this was a doji. So I didn't really have a bias. I oftentimes don't have a bias. I know that's going to be mind blowing to some people, but daily bias is only good if you're going for big runs. Otherwise, we all know price likes to hit liquidity pools and retrace, and those retracements are money. You know, 20, 25 points on a retracement all day, every day. So yes, I do try and form a bias, but if I have to struggle to see it, I'm just not going to worry about it, and I'm going to judge price action based on high time frame POIs. I much prefer to have an if this then that daily bias. So I mark out different areas like I've done here. Here's an H1 BPR, here's an H1 fair value gap. Obviously, if we had rejected this and then closed above this, I would have been bullish, even though we swept the high. Just because we sweep the high doesn't mean we're going to reverse. You can keep going. So in this case, because of what happened here and here, we had failed to close above this, and it was sitting here. I did have a little bit of a bearish sentiment going on, so I entered up in here. We did invert that fair value gap. Didn't matter. I was still looking bullish or bearish, and if we let this play out, I guess we're gonna do the short position. I don't really know what I would have. Let's see. I guess I would have used the highs for a stop. And on a move like this, I mean, I already know what happened, so let's just see if it goes to 3R. I don't know if it went that far or not. All right, close enough. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we absolutely crushed that. And then that was great. So we crushed it and then reversed, chopped around in there for a minute, and then now we're into lunchtime. So it's anybody's guess what's going to happen. Looks like it's going to keep going down. So regardless, if our entry was here at the top of this fair value gap and we came down, let's just say we came down in here, a 75-point move all day, every day, that's going to be a great trade for the fam to get their bread. So that is one of the good trades I took. I really like that trade. I did a couple others like that. Crude oil. Let's talk about something I put in the Discord here for everybody. I feel like a lot of people only trade the indexes, okay, NQ and ES, and they really want to trade. I'm in another Discord or two, and sometimes I see people in there trying to trade the same model or models I do, and they're really wanting to trade, okay, because they're, I don't know, I get it, I want to trade too, but you can't be a gambler. You can't, you know, if all you're looking for is daisies, that's all you're going to see. It's the same phenomenon when you buy a car. Let's say you buy some car like a Ram pickup, great trunk by the way. You get a Ram Rebel or a Ram truck. All of a sudden on the road, all you see are Ram trucks. You're like, man, I never noticed there's so. That's because that's all you're looking for. Okay, it's psychological. But unlike a Ram truck, it doesn't work that way in trading. Not every Ram truck you see on the chart is going to be a Ram truck. Not every unicorn that you want to see is going to be a unicorn. You have to see if your model is actually there and not form fit. I see a lot of people taking losses on the regular, daily, and it's because they're trying to force trades. So people are only trading two instruments. This is where Forex is an advantage. I do not trade Forex, but it does give you more options. I'm content with NQ and ES, and the next one, CL. We all know I trade that. Constantly analyzing, over-analyzing their chart minute by minute. 1 minute chart. Let's get in there. Let's find an M1 unit. Come on, man. You can do that for sure. Some guy just released a whole study on it. If you go into Ash's Discord, Ash Capital, there's a study in there of a guy did a really good study on the M1 unicorn. I'm still not trading it. I haven't looked at his data, and I might this weekend, but I don't think this is the way. Not what he's doing, what I just said. Form fitting. You have to take a more relaxed approach, wait for A plus setup. I'm suggesting adding CL because I tell you, a lot of my trades come from MCL. Keep a log of screenshots of setups that worked and that didn't work so your brain becomes adapted to visually seeing them. I do this daily and it is how I journal. I'll show you the channel on my Discord where I keep them. Everybody that's in there can see them. Every time I have a good one, I put it in there. There's no talking in there really. It's just screenshot after screenshot. And that's why. One live trade today in the YouTube challenge PA. It wasn't even a unicorn. It might have been the trade we just talked about. I'm not sure. Very temporary short off of an M5 inverted fair value gap. Called it out in advance. I traded the CL short. I had to attend a meeting, etc. ad nauseum. So unicorn examples. Yeah. So, you know, Here is, yeah, NQ breaker. That's a really big wick, but whatever. Obviously that was a paper trade because of the dollar amount. Here's another one in here. Join my Discord and go back through and look at these if you want, but just posting some examples. These are done. I just went back through the chart and put these in. These are done without bias, really. I don't really care about daily bias in these trades. I'm not saying you can just trade the pattern, but if you have a high time frame POI that you've hit or you've rejected out of up in here, here's the bottom of an H1 fair value gap. So that's what I have marked, I guess. So clearly we're rejecting out of that, which is what you want to see. Violate a swing low, form a fair value gap, retrace and tap, and boom, you're done. That's it. One trade. We got a bunch of these in here. So that way you can kind of see it's really helpful because that way when you're trading on the chart and you're saying to yourself, oh man, is this a unicorn? Am I form fitting like Rain said? Am I going to get smoked on this? I don't know. Go look at the patterns. Go see if you have a chart that looks like that did that before. This is a super clean unicorn. Look at this. This breaker. Okay. you know, swing high. There's no higher high right next to it up here. Okay, there's nothing like that. This doesn't have a lower low over here. This is the high, this is the low, period. We swept. This is probably an H1 fair value gap. Boom. Displaced out of it. Probably New York Open, it looks like. And this little wick came right back down and dink. And we tell, oh, this is the one. I remember this one. This is one that Cameron and I both missed getting tagged in on because I had my entry right here instead of up here. Stopped doing that after this trade because I was so annoyed. That's what I look for, okay? That's what I'm doing. That's how I'm trading. If we go back to the results, they speak for themselves. I'm hoping we can keep this energy up going forward. And, like, subscribe, all those things, and hit me up in the comments if you have any questions on how I trade, what I trade, when I trade, how I chart, anything you'd like me to cover in the videos going forward. Other than that, until next time.